We're at Alfresco Italian restaurant, serves paradise.
All right. Okay, now we've got a table full of stuff, and I turned on my laptop because I wanted to try and sort of understand what you had, but it looks like you got 3 different networks here at the moment. Did you know you had 3?
Yes.
Okay. What are the 3 for?
All right, so we've got 3 networks. The reason being, over on the other side of the restaurant, we have a network over there. So that's the main gateway where the internet comes in. So that's the modem router over there. We've got an Ethernet cable that comes all the way through. It's patched into this section of the restaurant.
Show us where it is. We'll just walk around and just look at stuff.
Let's check it out. So if you come over here, so the connection comes out here, and then we have our internet switch. Switch over here, which connects to the router.
So that's the
AFGC2.
That's your Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, that's the Wi-Fi.
Okay,
I don't know where the other one is. Or where it comes from.
We'll just keep unplugging stuff until it goes off, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I used to have like a
just checking there. So you've got just a bunch of jacks in there.
internet switch. Yep.
And what's actually plugged into there?
Okay, so we've got a couple of printers. We've got one printer here, one printer here. I'm pretty sure there's terminals plugged into there as well.
When you say printers, like what are these actually printing, given that I don't know anything about restaurants? So
basically this is a restaurant, obviously. What we've got, for every section we need dockets to print out. The point of sale system is here. So the wait staff will input data into this system, and basically when they put an order through...
I was just trying not to show the pin, but anyway, don't worry.
Don't worry about the pin.
So
but basically, if this is the cashier area, so when we require a docket to be printed to the cashier, it will print out of here.
Yeah.
When we require a pizza to be printed, it'll print out of here. When we go to the other side of the restaurant later on, what we'll have is the bar printer, entree kitchen printer, and we've got 2 printers in the main kitchen. One of them is used for normal procedures, and then we have a redundant one. Well, we have one just in case the other one goes.
So you got a lot of printers. Now, when I look at this, okay, so first of all, like all this stuff is, other than the pizza dough, it's like it's old. And this actually looks like it's an old parallel port too.
Yeah, actually this is actually plugged straight into the terminal.
Okay, and then your terminal will go the Ethernet out to your...
Ethernet out to the switch.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and then we've got that Wi-Fi. We've got the Cisco router there, which we get a Wi-Fi network from.
And the phones are they're not VoIP or anything.
Yes, they are.
Oh, they are VoIP. So they're plugged into here too?
Yeah, and Telstra's we've had a lot of fun with it lately. That's a joke. We've had a lot of issues with, just in the past couple of days, with the phones being very intermittent. They've been pretty good for the last 3 years since we've had them. But last couple of days, we've had a few issues with them.
So I guess the point is, and like we can see the street just out there, but this is like the hub, if you like, of all your connected devices. But you've got another area.
Front section,
So let's have a look at the back section.
Sure, let's go check
because
it out.
I guess one thing about this is like it sprawls a bit, right?
Yes, it does. It's quite a large space, and it's quite a big restaurant. It's just been added onto over time. So over this side, we've got our, this is where all the main equipment comes out of. So this is the main point of sale terminal. All right, and as you can see, this is the main modem. Yeah. So the phone line is actually, we use ADSL2. The phone line comes in here, that creates the, obviously the internet. And what we've got running from here is the main terminal. And then if we come around here, we've got the, down in the dungeon down here, we got a switch down here as well.
So you've actually got a patch board down there as well?
So we've got a switch and we've got a patch.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And and that's the main internet.
But the only sort of networking gear per se is you've got your, so that's doing your internet, because you've got ADSL2 there, so you've got a phone line.
Yep.
And then you've got your patch board down there, and have you got a switch somewhere down here as well?
That's the switch that's there, isn't it? The white one?
That's another little, it's another little hub by the look of it. All right, so we've got a bunch of stuff to fill in. You got a coffee machine too? We
do. And look, it's on green. You know what that means? Yeah. That means we're having coffees.
All right, let's stop it and get the coffee, and then we'll do the networking. All right, so since we now actually have coffee, okay, we can do this properly. So here's everything I brought for you. And like the first thing you'll notice is there's a lot more bits than what you have at the moment.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're sort of going to compose this whole thing in ways that make sense for your layout here. And what we're going to do first is you're going to get this guy just here. This is a UniFi security gateway. So this is going to be your firewall, and it's going to sit just upstream of, or downstream, depending on which way you look at it, of your modem. So what will happen is your connection will come in. We'll eventually turn off all the Wi-Fi and everything on that because we don't need the Wi-Fi there. And plus, we don't really need these 3 networks. Why do you have 3 networks, actually?
Connectivity. So I cannot connect from over this side of the restaurant. I mean, it's a good, 20 meters away. I cannot connect to the Wi-Fi over here. I cannot connect to that. As you can see, we've got the 2 main ones that I know about is AFGC and AFGC2. I think AFGC 2.5 is another one that's been created, but they're the principal ones. AFGC is where the main router modem comes from.
Okay.
When I'm over this part of the restaurant, it's a very bad signal. I can't get the signal. That's why we created the router over here. That's why I put in a router so that we could get another network on this side of the restaurant. But you can understand how, if you're walking around a portable device, because we've got a point of sale system as well, and you're going from one to the other, it loses connection, reconnects to the other one, so it can get lost in the ether. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so I guess the bottom line is you've got 2 different physical access points. They've both got different SSIDs, different networks. For all intents and purposes, they're 2 different units.
Yes.
And then they just plug you back into the same backbone.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And
that's
then, I'm curious about this 3rd network. So you don't actually know what this...
No, I do. I do know that I had a plug-in Wi-Fi extender at some stage, but
eventually
I don't know.
We'll unplug something and it will disappear from there, and then we'll go, oh, that's what it was. All right.
What it was.
So what will happen is that this guy will sit just in front of or behind, depending on which way we look at it, on this side of your router, of your wireless access point.
Of the main router,
Of the main one.
Modem router,
we're going to turn it off eventually. So when I say turn it off, we're going to turn off the Wi-Fi, and all it will do is it will just provide internet. So eventually you will just see one network here, and there'll be multiple access points, and they'll all be the same network, and you'll move around, and it will just all happen seamlessly.
Right.
And that one network will be your staff one, and then I think later on, after everything gets stable, then we'll come back and go, okay, now let's do a guest network. So you'll actually have a staff one and a guest one, and then we'll put controls on the guest.
Sure.
So that will come in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to run that through to this guy just here, which is a switch.
Right.
Now, this is, see everything's got this little UniFi thing on it?
Yep.
So the idea is that UniFi is like this one sort of common umbrella across all of these different devices. So eventually we're going to see this really neat user interface, and all of the UniFi bits are going to be represented in there. We can control them all. You can see it on your phone as well, so you'll be able to be at home, look at your phone, see what's happening with your network, who's connected, what's going on.
Excellent.
Super cool. All right, so this will plug into your security gateway. This is a switch, but it's called a PoE switch, which is a power over Ethernet switch. So every one of these jacks here actually provides power too.
Right.
And what that means is that then we can take things like this one just here, which is one of the sort of high density access points.
Right.
And we can plug that via Ethernet straight into the switch, and that will power it. So what we'll probably do is put that up there where all the piles of stuff were.
Yep.
This will take up to about a couple of hundred people on it at the same time.
Okay.
Which will do you. It's got 100 plus meters something of range, which would, you could just about just put that in and everything would be cool, but we don't like doing things by halves. So, so we're going to have more stuff. So we're going to do that. We're going to have this guy just here. This is called a cloud key.
Okay.
All right. You can take that out if you like.
Very cool.
It's basically the controller. So this runs all of the software, which is going to allow us to configure everything.
Right. Okay.
You can just pop the top.
You know what?
There you go. It's already open.
Ah, there you go.
Because I've already been in there.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Lucky we had our knife for cutting.
This is going really well.
Yeah, it's going great. See, we need to. It's good. Lucky I know how to use a knife. Now, magically, it should pop open. There we go. All right. So, Mr. Cloud Key, we have you. Wow, that looks like an amazing device.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it does, but it looks pretty freaking trendy to me.
So that is effectively a little
All right.
PC. And you'll see that it's actually got a little micro SD card
Okay.
as well, because we're going to back up stuff
Micro
onto there.
SD.
We're going to back
Excellent.
up the configuration. And it's got a really, really small Ethernet cable, because
Right.
this is going to plug straight into that switch. So that will be cool there. That'll be our controller. We're going to put in one of these. So this is an in-wall unit.
Right.
Now, what you'd normally do is, if you're, say, building a house or something, you would actually install that next to all your power points, so it will
Yep.
sit nice and flush against the wall.
Okay.
What we'll do is, in your environment, we might just initially set it on a table somewhere, and then
Yep.
later on you can install it nicely. Now, the cool thing with this is that you'll notice when you pull it out, it's got a couple of jacks on the bottom as well.
Right.
All right, so there's the jack on the back. So normally this would mount into the wall.
Right.
You'd plug in the back, and then when you look at the bottom, okay, you've got a couple of jacks. So we can put that, say, over where your internet comes in as well.
Yep.
And that might be a point where we provide Ethernet to the printers, some of the printers.
Right.
And then the other thing I brought you, so that one's pretty cool,
Yeah.
is I brought you a mesh unit.
A mesh.
Now,
Nothing like a bit of mesh first thing in the morning.
what this will do, and there's a little picture on the bottom shows you. Well, what this will do, this is more Wi-Fi.
Right.
And what we'll do with that is that this will, so this is like the design in my head. Now, once we
Right.
install stuff, it might look a bit different. But this will be able to do a wireless uplink. So this will be able to talk wirelessly to this, and then this will provide Wi-Fi to everyone around it. So you can put this wherever you want
Right.
without having to have cables running back to a hub or a switch or something anywhere.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. And then I just brought you a spare one that I had, which is just a spare little switch, because
Sure.
I think looking at the section over there next to your
Yes.
patch board, you've got a
That
lot of
switch
stuff to plug in.
may be a little redundant. Yeah.
So I think between all that, and also this has a pass through, so we can plug one Ethernet cable into it, and
Yep.
then on the other side of it we can plug something else into that, so we can kind of chain it a little bit.
Excellent.
And I think all of that will pretty much do you. And if it doesn't, I've got more spare bits at home, so I'll just go and get more stuff. All right, so let's go and install
good.
this.
Ready to roll.
While you're there,
Yeah.
what the hell is that?
What is what? That's called a computer, Troy.
That's called Windows XP.
That's called Windows in 1983. Yeah.
you know. Is that all right like that?
Sure.
Because I know you're getting busy now.
That's
I was
okay.
just filming your cameras and stuff. Show us where we've put everything though, just so we can see that we've got things there.
Okay.
Like that work.
Excellent. Okay, so if you come over here.
So, and we're gonna like properly mount this somewhere.
Yeah, we are going to mount it. We just haven't had a chance to do it yet. But this is basically the front of house. So this is like a secondary part of the whole setup. So this is connected via the Ethernet from one side to the other.
Oh, so you're giving us the tour?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Oh, are you explaining it, are you?
I don't mind, man. I just want to see that stuff's in there and it's like working.
Yeah. So we got a network switch here. Is
Okay.
that correct, Troy?
Yes.
It's a network switch.
It's
Excellent.
a network switch.
So this basically powers our two VoIP phones that we've got here.
Yeah.
It also has the cloud key here, which Troy will give you a bit more
Well,
detail.
yeah, what does that do,
explanation
right?
on that. I don't know. It's something to do with security.
Don't unplug
uploads.
it.
I
Don't
won't
unplug
unplug
it.
it. I
All
won't unplug it.
And what about your cameras? Are they driving off network now?
Yes, they are. So yeah, so the cameras are all plugged in now. So as you can see, we've got various cameras around the restaurant,
Sweet.
and we can zoom into different areas.
Okay.
They're all working well. So
Beautiful.
obviously the connection's doing a good job.
And
You can see us over here in the corner. Hello.
and the terminal over there, that is.
Hello, guys.
That one's connected too, so
That's connected to your knee bone. Your knee bone's connected to your. Hello, guys. After a table, I'll take away. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Give me a sec. Indy will be right with you. Cheers.
iPad's
Okay.
there, iPad's connected.
Yeah, so we've got the iPad, which is one of the main reasons we need to get this this Wi-Fi network
Beautiful.
up and running. And it's running at 4 bars there.
4 bars.
Yep.
Well, it's directly under the access point, so you'd kind of hope that
Yeah.
it's running at 4 bars.
Yeah. But as we walk around with it, we have
right.
excellent connectivity. Which
Show
we're gonna do it. We're gonna go for a walk and check it all out.
Where'd your mesh unit?
Okay, so
That's
we've got
up there.
that. That's the external unit.
There behind the TV. And what we're going to do yet is put that that existing Wi-Fi unit like up on the roof somewhere up
Yeah,
there
that's
as
right.
well.
Eventually it's going to be wide up in that corner, so it's
Okay.
going to give great
Yep.
coverage.
And then
Pizzas.
pizzas.
The other side here. And as you can see, I'm just walking over here, and I haven't had any drop in range with the Wi-Fi network, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So in summer, what we have is we have tables all out here. So our capacity goes from approximately 200 to about 250 people.
Yeah.
And in summer, this device is going to do us absolute miracles.
Beauty. And
Because you think about every time you need to, at the moment, every time you need to take an order, without this, you have to run all the way to a main terminal, which is, you can see there's one over that side, one over in front where we just came from. So it takes a lot of time. Whereas when you're out here just doing it, time is money. That's what this app's called, actually. Tim. Yeah. So you can see why we needed this network to be made, to be working correctly. So this is our main terminal.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. We go into it.
Show me the pin.
Yeah, I won't show the pin. Troy hates giving out pins. That's the router that Telstra provided us with.
Yeah. So that's now just doing internet. That's the only thing. So that used to do Wi-Fi and cover
Yes, it did.
like
Yes,
a
it did.
significant portion of the area.
Yep. But we no longer require that, which is well we have.
And then if we go into here, so into here, and I know that this is super messy and everything as well, but we've got we've still got the in-wall unit, so that works, and we've got the security gateway. And the other thing we did, which is a little bit different to the course, is that we put in another switch here because we realised that we needed more connected things. And I mean, you've like literally got an entire PC under there as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of part of the part of the whole network now as well.
Yeah.
Which we hope to change because that's the Windows XP machine.
That's correct. That's the dinosaur. We have dinosaurs at Alfresco.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that has. We have multiple names for that. but
Multiple
yeah.
names. Yeah.
Okay.
Dinosaur's a good start. Dinosaur's
All
a
right,
good
and
start.
so you've still got Wi-Fi here as well.
Yes, I do.
Which is cool.
So I got
you're
really
probably
good
now
connectivity.
picking up the unit that's down under the
Yep.
the countertop there.
Yeah,
the
it's
wall
just
unit
all
as well.
seamless, and that's fantastic. But because before what we had was we had a router over the other side, and we had a router over here, and they were running off two separate Wi-Fi networks.
Yeah.
And the challenge was getting something that integrates into one Wi-Fi network. And obviously Troy and the Ubiquity team have worked their magic, and we have a great seamless network now, which expands obviously. I mean, I don't know if you can, the distance over there, what, about 30 meters? Yeah, 25, 30
Yeah.
meters.
But through glass and walls.
Through
and things like
glass
that, and that's-
walls, you know, we've got, there's a lot of potential interferences, but we've managed to put the devices in the places where
Yeah.
they're going to get the best connectivity and bounce off each other.
Like just to be clear again, like
Yep.
we have basically chucked stuff under counters and on top of benches. So ideally, we'll get this installed properly
Yes,
yet.
we will.
But
We will.
at least we've got a starting point now.
We will.
And we will do that. We will later on do guest network.
Yep.
But the joy of Australia is that we have 15 megabit down. And apparently,
Yeah, we're really living in the dark ages down here in Oz.
apparently that's the best
Yeah.
we can get
That's
in
the
this
best we can
location
get,
until
yeah.
2019.
Yeah, it is
So-
Australia, and it's very hard to fathom that there's countries in the world that are not even close to the amazing place we live in, and they're running much better.
On
you know,
the
high
flip
speed
side,
internet.
we were out jet skiing today, weren't we?
we
So-
were. We got 3G up at
I know,
South
we-
Australia up there. So
I think we got better down speed like on a beach on an island. All right, mate, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks very much for that. And we'll come back and install everything really neatly in a wall sometime as well.
yes, we will.
Awesome.
We will.
Good man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Troy. Thanks, Ubiquity.